I think everybody thinks we know that Illinois is a very good basketball team this year. We don't know how great they are. And I don't know that you're going to prove how great you are in a game against this Syracuse roster, but a 30-point blowout dominant win where one of your best players puts up a triple-double is a pretty good place to start. That would be Coleman Hawkins, who we are talking about. Syracuse only made 14 field goals this entire game. Odd game. Rob, what do you make of this? Does this change anything about how you view this Syracuse team?
How I view Syracuse? Not really. I didn't think that they were very good to begin with. I just, their best player is Judah Mintz. He can't shoot. Joe Girard is the guy that can shoot, that literally can't do anything else. All you got to do is put an athlete on him. You completely take him out of the game.
Hey, how about the fact that Boeheim said he was going to average 25 a game this year and only played 20 minutes and went 0 for 3 today?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
like,
you can
that's
take him out of the game. The issue they ran into with him was what Illinois can do defensively, where they just switch everything and throw, athletes at you and throw bodies at you. And Brad Underwood really has those dudes playing hard. It reminds me a lot of the teams that he had when he was at like Stephen F. Austin, and the team that he had when he was at Oklahoma State that one year, where they switch everything. They're going to get out and guard you. They don't care if they switch into mismatches, right? They had there were times where they'd switch and let let Sky Clark front Jesse Edwards and just say, yeah, go ahead. You want to throw it into him? We'll see what happens. We'll take that risk. And as much as I enjoy as a UConn fan seeing Syracuse struggle, it's just I don't think it's good for the sport when Syracuse is this bad. Right?
No,
like that's a huge, passionate, insane fan base that loves the Orange. They'll put 38,000 people in half of a football dome to watch a Tuesday night basketball game against a non-conference opponent when they're good, right? And they're just not very good right now. They're sitting at 3-4 in the season. They lost to Bryant, and Jim Boeheim went after Jared Grasso. They lost to St. John's in overtime. They lost to Colgate earlier this year. It's just not going well. So I don't know what to make from it, but I mean, I think a lot of that, T.O., had to do with how good Illinois is this season.
Well, that and how many dynamic dudes that Illinois has this year, multi-positional guys that they have this year. That is a nightmare recipe for Syracuse's 2-3 zone. So we can start right there. Coleman Hawkins in the middle of that zone, and he's picking everybody apart, ends up with a triple-double. It's ridiculous. Like, how good was he? So, and on top of that, they blow them out, and Sky Clark goes 0 for 10. Whew. So, like, they have pieces everywhere. Syracuse just isn't very good right now. The only guy, Edwards, he goes for 9 and 17 boards, and he's a one-man wrecking crew in there. Outside of that, they're young. They're figuring each other out. One of their guys that they're relying on to score can't jump over a phone book. And it's like, and people who don't know what a phone book is, because we're way past that, about 4 inches high. That's how big that book was. That's how big that book was.
He can't jump over a Coke can right now. You know what really stood out to me about this game is that I thought Illinois missed a lot of open looks, right? I felt like they got a lot of open threes in that game. They finished 11 for 39 from beyond the arc. 39 threes, they shot 28%. And like Syracuse was never really in the game, right? They had a little bit of a foothold at the start of the first half, but Illinois was always in control, and they played pretty poorly, I think, on the offensive end of the floor. I think that's fair to say. At least they missed a lot of shots that they probably could have made. And that says everything to me about what Syracuse is. And then at the end, you got a little bit of a run, and it kind of felt like Syracuse quit. Is that fair? Is that going too strong?
But that's what's going to happen when you have a bunch of young players like that. Like, they're playing
getting your ass kicked on the road in Champaign. You got a bunch of people in the wrong shade of orange screaming profanities at you, which I'm sure that those fans were screaming. So I know one thing I can say, Greg, for sure, is that our producer Trevor is thoroughly enjoyed that performance.